About a year ago, I talked about this Tidbyt device. Now a second generation device is out. Is it as good as the first generation? Let's talk about it. Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. This is a second generation Tidbyt and it's not without a little bit of controversy regarding the display, but we'll get to that in a minute. I got my first Tidbyt about a year ago and I love it. This retro looking device will show bits of information that you can load onto it from the mobile app on your phone. The pixelated display will put up weather, sports scores, calendar, or what's playing on your Sonos. Now, not long after I got my Tidbyt, they announced that a second generation was in the works and would be available on Kickstarter. I immediately jumped on this and just got this second gen Tidbyt last week. Let's unbox the second gen Tidbyt and talk about the differences between the two. I actually can't remember the packaging on the first generation Tidbyt. The second gen comes in a nice box. Inside you get a power supply with a USB-C end to plug into the back, and that's about it. Comparing the two, the first gen has this retro thing going for it with the wood frame. When you see the back, it does have this built-in garage look to it compared to the second gen model, and I don't say that in a bad way. I think the popularity of the first gen was the pixel display and that retro wood frame look. So how do you improve on a second gen device, and more importantly, can you improve on it? Well, the second generation has good and controversy to it. Let's go over what I feel are some nice improvements on the Gen 2. Now this comes in a white or black plastic case. It's a molded casing that I feel still has a retro look to it, especially with the white case. The USB-C cable on the Gen 1 stuck out of the back. On Gen 2, the cable tucks away in a groove so you can actually wall mount it. And Gen 2 comes with this magnetic bracket that makes wall mounting super easy. Or take that bracket and put it under the unit to angle the display and make it look a little more retro. They also added a touch button on the top, and the Tidbyt has a speaker inside so you can get sound from it. Overall, I'd say nice improvements for a second generation model. But if you're looking at these two devices side by side, you might be noticing the difference in the displays. This has turned into a bit of an issue for people who bought the second generation Tidbyt. See, there are some differences with the pixels on the Gen 1 and Gen 2 models, but Gen 2 has added a diffuser to soften the pixels, and the result for some, including myself, is almost a blurry display. I think the vision was to make this not look so pixelated, but I'm not sure it completely works. If you look at Gen 1, you can visibly see the non-lit pixels. The diffuser makes those non-lit pixels go away. And part of the fun with this device was seeing those pixels. Someone also posted this video that shows what a diffuser does. Now Tidbyt has responded to people with a statement that says you can use a heat gun to remove the diffuser, but it's a tricky operation and it is going to change the look of your Tidbyt. Honestly, I was really excited about this second generation Tidbyt. I was good with the redesign, even with the larger pixels, but this diffuser really killed it for me. Unfortunately, I would not recommend the second generation unit. If you can still get your hands on the first generation, I'd definitely go with that. But let me know your thoughts below in the comments. If you've got a first gen, are you going to pick up a second gen? If you've got the second gen, do you like the display? Thanks for watching everyone, and we'll talk soon.